Floyd and he was me,
Yeah.
he wouldn't never have to fight again because that exhibition shit,
Yeah.
as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it.
Right.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well,
Right.
well, I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
In the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Jusdueboxing, the best boxing talk on YouTube.
Jusdueboxing in the building, 4 o'clock shorty, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. He's going to be live today at 4 o'clock, man. And he's going to be spewing some good stuff as he always do with an unbiased approach, man. He's probably the most unbiased channel on YouTube.
What's going on? And one of my favorite channels, if y'all into that pugilistic perfection, if y'all into that boxing, that's that boy Jusdueboxing here on YouTube. Make sure y'all check out Jusdueboxing, the only unbiased boxing channel on YouTube, because I am definitely biased when I talk about boxing. So
as always, we got to shout out everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my brother Jusdu. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Just, man. Just doing a hell of a job over there. Had a great interview today. The brother, and I say it respectfully, one of the most non-biased individuals that I've ever heard speak on the sport of boxing. And I got a lot of love and respect for my brother Just, man. And right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Jusdu, man. Much love and respect.
What's good? What's good, family? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling on this Good Friday, man? We back to build on this boxing and give it its just due for a couple hours. Y'all know how we do, man. We gonna keep on building. How y'all feeling, man? How's y'all feeling today? It's raining out, man. It's a rainy day over here in Jersey. But what's good though, man? I wanted to talk about Hitchins, man, a little bit. Cause he a guy that I think is a little slept on, man. He a little, and I just wanted to give this man his flowers, cause he doing everything he's supposed to be doing right now. We seen that he initially was signed to the money team, or TMT, however you want to call it, and they didn't believe in him for whatever reason, and so it seemed. And just to see where he started at, how he started, and what they thought it was going to be to where he at now, like, I like it, man. I like how he moving right now. I like the position he find himself in. just feel like as soon as I get up here, my voice go. Shout out to everybody, man. Teach, what's good? Cash Sports, The Box Story. It's Jake Paul versus Tank, November 22nd. Big Dog Willie, what's good? Mike Kirkland, my brother. I got your message for sure. And just let me know which one of the covers, Mike, and I got you. I'll be sending it to you. I appreciate you. Shout out to Mike Kirkland, man, supporting the grind and purchasing a shirt. I appreciate you, man.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland, man. Appreciate you, bro. What's going on? Technique was good with it. Nothing compared to Devin for real. Look, we're gonna talk about it. Trust me, man. I hope Kambosos cracks him a good one. Not me. I think he gonna beat Kambosos' ass 90s. 2 cents, what it do, fam? Crush the legend. What's good with it, bro? How y'all feeling, man? Blue, got you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Much love. Thrill Hill, what it do, homie? How you feeling? So look, let's talk about it. Look, when you hear these fighters, because I know you like Haney, you see him say he better than Haney. You like he ain't did what Haney did. And to be honest, like in terms of did he do what Haney did, technique? Nah, you exactly right, bro. There's no argument there. But Hitchins is only saying what any other fighter would say, right? No fighter in boxing is really admitting that somebody is better than them. They all think they're better than each other. And the good thing about it is, some of these guys are going to get the opportunity to prove if they're the better fighter or not. Some of them, you know what I mean? Not all, but some. But as it pertains to Hitchins, bro, he's a talented guy. He was slept on, man. Hitchins been slept on, bro. Like, think about it. You signed a TMT. You think your prayers have been answered, man. That looked like the best move that you could possibly make. And it wasn't like you weren't making the most out of your opportunities. It wasn't like you was going in there, pissing the bed or struggling in these fights and looking bad. None of that was the case. You get what I'm saying? He did everything he was supposed to do, but I just think he may have kind of fell by the wayside. And I don't think it was an intentional thing. I don't think it was intentional, but if you just look at his style, right, and you see the climate of boxing, I love his style. I love it because it's the kind of style that'll provide you with longevity. It's the kind of style that is going to allow you to have your faculties when your career is over. It's the kind of style that is going to allow you to have a happy, a healthy life after boxing. So I get it, bro. We bloodthirsty and we want to see knockouts and you want to see people get their ass beat, but everybody's style just not going to be the same. Some guys are who they are. And for one, I appreciate Hitchins, but like I said, with the style that he has and the climate of boxing today, it's very casual. So it's odd that in a sport called boxing, somebody that's a boxer, a world-class boxer in the sport of boxing is not appreciated. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So, you have a Tank Davis over there, and then he has, multiple guys before him that was being pushed. You had the Jalen Loves was over there. You had a lot going on over there. And it just seemed like for whatever reason, he wasn't the focal point. You know what I'm saying? And I guess to no fault of their own, when you got a guy like Tank Davis that commands the attention of the casual and the diehard fan, and he's single-handedly carrying the torch by himself, right? So, things like that happen, but I always felt like he was slept on over there. I always seen the talent in Hitchins. You get what I'm saying? But he never fully got the credit. And look what Technique is saying, like he ain't did what Haney did. True indeed, but he ain't get them opportunities neither. You get what I'm saying? He ain't get them opportunities, and to no fault of his own, because he always handled his business. You get what I'm saying? So I think he in a position now to start accomplishing them things. Like you see how people counted him out against Parrow, and he beat him. And look how he beat him. You know what I'm saying? He beat him comfortably too. You get what I'm saying? He beat him competitive fight, but he beat him comfortably. And he about to go out here. He gonna step on Kambosos. I just wanted to get a man some credit because I really appreciate all these dudes, man. Like I get tired of boxers getting trashed in a sport that we call boxing. It don't make sense to me. I get it. You be wanting to see people get hurt in there. But Hitchins is a sound, smart boxer, man. He'll put some hands on you. You get what I'm saying? He'll put some hands on you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be in brutal fashion, but it's going to be razor sharp. It's going to be defensively responsible. It's going to be technically and fundamentally sound. Those things I could appreciate. It's going to be consistent. He's going to perform consistently at a level from fight to fight that it's hard to knock that. So even if you're looking at his style and you saying, well, you know what? I don't really care for his style that much. Pay attention to what he's doing, man. He can fight. He can box. Let me be specific because people be real, you know, crazy over words. He can box, bro. In the sport of boxing, this dude is a world-class athlete. And I think given the opportunities, he's going to continue to prove it, right? People say they don't like this Kambosos fight. You know, he could have fought this one or that one. Y'all not thinking like a career. Y'all just thinking, like, fight all the killers, fight all the champions. It don't go like that. You still, as a fighter, you have to build a resume. You got to build. Kambosos is a guy that's been around the block. He's been in there with some names. He's won some meaningful fights in his career, right? He's been a champion. That's a good name for a young a fresh champion in Richardson Hitchins, a young champion to put on his resume. You get what I'm saying? If he was good enough for Loma, he good enough for Hitchins. If he was good enough for HANEY, he good enough for Hitchins. You get what I'm saying? If he was good enough for Tio, who he beat, he good enough for Hitchins. You get what I'm saying? I understand he don't look like that guy. He been getting his ass kicked, but y'all understand where I'm going and why you would fight a guy like that. He got a bit of a fan base. People gonna support the guy. Watch, they fight probably pretty much do well. I'm pretty sure of it. I ain't saying gonna break no numbers, but they gonna do all right. People gonna watch that fight, I think. You get what I'm saying? And Hitchins going, you know, he get an opportunity to continue to build, right? He won the title. Now he gets to go ahead and get in there and defend it against a guy that has been in there with some named fighters, right? Has upset the apple cart a time or two in his career, right? So there's always that. But I think he catching Hitchins at all the wrong time. I think Hitchins is going to be too much, too sharp, too fast, too locked in, too laser focused. Like it's, you know, just it's levels. And I think that's going to be evident from the opening bell that it's a different caliber of fighter that he going to be in there with. You know, he seems to feel like HANEY is way better than Hitchins. That's what he said, but I don't see that. But I get it. You fought HANEY twice. He taxed your ass. You think Hitchins something light, something sweet, but he not. So I think this is going to be a good opportunity, a good fight for him to just continue to build his name. And you got to think he's a guy that came over there from TMT where he wasn't getting the opportunities and he was being inactive. All that man wanted was the opportunity to be great and to be champion, and look what he doing with it. So hell yeah, I'm giving Richardson Hitchins his just due. I keep hearing people say, oh, he missing something, man, and he just ain't it. He ain't it. I don't understand why we keep saying these fighters not it, but they keep on winning. You get what I'm saying? He ain't got to be the best thing in the world, but that's a world-class fighter, and I'm going to give him the credit as such until proven otherwise. That dude is talented. He can box his ass off, very smart, good reflexes, good speed, you know. I think he got respectable punching power. I don't think you just walking through him per se, right? But you know, he's still working, he's still growing as a fighter, and I like where he at right now. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man, my guy, putting that color in the chat. Said Tankin Maniacs are big mad at your boy just did. Tank for the Jake Paul promotions by me is burning up the souls like ether. Tankin Maniacs threatened me again. Damn, you too. I've been threatened by a couple too, bro. I swear I have. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man. I've been threatened by a couple myself, bro. I swear I have, man. I swear I have. But I don't be giving a damn. No, I don't be giving a damn. No way. Shout out to my homie. Hen Dog, what it do, homie? To fight Subrel. When Subrel was available, he ducked. Nah, the thing was, he didn't duck him. You know what I'm saying? Tim Layton, what it do? GHB in the building. What's good, bro? How you feeling, man? Different weight class too, right. And that's another thing too. I'm glad you said that, because at 140, he definitely don't look like he can hang with those guys. And I think Hitchins gonna paint a Picasso on his face. I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped him late, like accumulation or something, like punching on him. I think Hitchins gonna shine though for sure. If he don't stop him, he gonna definitely embarrass him. I could see that. 2 cents what it do. Poet was good with it, bro. Got good style, like a defense shows in the early rounds. Leave his body open a lot too. He Hitchins. Job better than what Haney did last week. Yeah, for sure. Haney gotta get back to it, man. Shout out to my homie Tony. Yeah, it's an art to this shit, man. No, he's talented, bro. Like I be urging people to just keep in mind it's called boxing. And if he check those boxes in terms of a guy that can box and do it at a high level, hell yes. I'm appreciative of that. Yeah, like I don't know how at the average fight fan look at it, but do y'all know how hard it is to, like, could you imagine going through a training camp? Could you imagine going through a 6-round fight, an 8-round fight, a 10, a 12? Could you imagine it? That shit is single-handedly one of the hardest things to do. And it's no playing while you doing it. So like that's why I say, man, I got a different understanding and appreciation for this shit. I know it's hard to do the shit that these dudes are doing. And I know it. It's not easy to box. If it was, everybody would be doing that shit, making money boxing. Everybody would be doing it because everybody talks shit and everybody think they could fight. And if that was the real truth, everybody being they asses would be in that damn square circle making a bag too boxing. Get what I'm saying? This shit is hard to do. And like I said, but for God showed me he can consistently perform at a level and he's, pretty much dominating the competition. Dude had maybe 1 or 2 closer fights, truly competitive fights. Other than that, them shits be whitewashes, shutouts. He be standing on business, man. And I think he still can get better. So I just like where he at right now as a young fighter. I root for that. He ain't did nothing for me not to root for him as a young talent. He's standing on business. He talking shit. He putting on for New York. You know what I'm saying? I was happy to see him win that title, man. That shit was dope, man. So I'm loving to see this Hitchins era get going. I'm loving to see him get his opportunities. I'm loving this. Like, because remember, he was stagnant over there on Mayweather Promotions, and that shit was nasty work. I'm like, damn, what are they doing with Hitchins? This dude really could fight. I'm telling you, give him the opportunity. He gonna show you that he can box his ass off. And that's what he did. Look how he boxed Parrow. That shit was close early. Then you just slowly but surely just start seeing a separation. I'm like, I told people, man, this dude, he gonna be around for a little bit, man. He one of them ones, I think. You know what I mean? I think he can make really good fights. You know what I mean? But he gonna be one of those people that's gonna be criticized and critiqued for his style. And I can't stress that enough. That's so annoying that we're complaining about boxers in the sport of boxing. It's crazy. I can never make sense out of that. Shout out to my homie Jordan, man. Appreciate the love. In the Cash App too, bro. Much love.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
right.
well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
My bro sent the Cash App. I wasn't even live. He said, "Keep being a stand-up individual, man. I appreciate you, bro. You know there's only one way to do it over here. We're gonna keep doing it. Better winnable fight for sure, champion. Yeah, man. Shout out to Ann McQueen. What's good with it?" So yeah, man, this shit ain't easy, man. And I'm happy to finally see him getting his just due. You get me? I wasn't gonna miss opportunity to talk about somebody that I see getting their credit now. And finally people are opening their eyes a bit more. And like a fight like Kambosos brings more eyes to him. And it's a fight that he can build off, right? Just a stepping stone to stay busy. No disrespect to Kambosos, but it is what it is. Hitchins is expected to win and step on him. But these are the type of fights you need, little title defense with a scrappy guy, a veteran in the game that been around. You know what I mean? Go in there and get some rounds in, go see what go see what you can do with him. Go chop him up real quick, put another name on your resume. And then after that, then if one of the champions are available, you go for that. That's how that go. But they're not about to go, oh, he won a title shot. Oh, he doing a unification, right? That shit sound great, but we know it don't go like that. Dudes be trying to make money. Not just fighters, but, teams and shit. And they be having plans for trying to build. And I think people are undermining the fight because of what Kambosos has looked like. But y'all not looking at, look, Kambosos fought on bigger stages than Hitchins, right? So that does do something for him. People look at it only like, oh, well, talent-wise, why he's going to beat him easy. That's not the point. And, anything can still happen in a boxing match, but that dude is fought in front of bigger crowds, you know what I'm saying? And arenas, see what him and Dad did and the numbers. There was some people out there. So they brought a lot of people out there, you know what I'm saying, when he went over there to Australia. So that's the guy that he's fighting. That's recognized. Kambosos got a name, And he got a damn good team that always put him in position to get opportunities. So, like I said, man, I'm on board for this fight, man. I like it. I do. I do. I do. I like it. I like this for him, man. Picasso, what it do? He say about to be Kangaroo Jack. 88, what it do, homie? Boxing is hard. It's one of the few sports, y'all. You have to really be in shape. Can't play around, you'll get hurt. That's what I'm saying. And like, yo, I'm telling you, I get it, bro. Knocking somebody out is very entertaining. It's like it leaves no doubt, no question when you get smoked, when you get that good old 10 count, or you somebody gets slept, right? Or just the fight called off because they can't take no more, right? That's dope, right? You get me? I get it. And that it's hard in and of itself to keep repeating that result over and over against the different styles, different opponents on the different days throughout for years. You knocking these people out. And it's hard. But I just want people to think about something. When these dudes are going 10 rounds, that's 30 minutes. You're going 12, that's 36. You're going a half hour or more straight boxing. Do you know how hard it is to continuously be able to outthink somebody 3 minutes at a time over and over and over and over again? And you doing it by limiting, the punishment that you're taking? That shit is not easy. Like, I have a much different outlook on what the boxers are, what they mean in this sport. They matter, bro. They matter. Everybody is not going to knock you out. You get what I'm saying? And I appreciate somebody that could get in there and thoroughly outclass somebody. Yeah, you know what? I might not have been born with the fight-changing power or that one stop, that one punch power. But you know what? I got a ton of skills that I was blessed with, and I'm going to utilize all of them while I outbox your ass for these 12 rounds, for 30 minutes straight, for this 36 minutes straight. I'm about to outbox you thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that shit. It's not easy. That's hard as hell. You got to keep outboxing, going the distance. That means you giving people more opportunities to be able to land on you. And the fact that you're avoiding and making sure that shit don't happen, I can't knock it, bro. Can't knock it, man. I can't knock it. So I just wanted to shine a light on Richardson Hitchins, man. He doing it the right way. He here now. I think it all started, like the birth of what he's doing, right? His championship run obviously started with Paro. It wasn't an email situation. It was a guy, a legit fighter that built the momentum. He was undefeated. He done conquered the monster in Subriel Matias. Remember, people were saying he ducked Subriel Matias. That wasn't the case, but he ended up beating the guy that beat the guy. So I respect him for that. I still would like to see him fight Matias too, but I believe in this dude talent, man. And like I said, he's made the most out of every opportunity so far. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Cambo, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. He really got a good team, man. CJ, what it do, homie? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The real ones, man. The real ones. Hitman, what's good with it? Against different chains. Yeah, that too. Against different chains, different fighters, different challenges, man. That shit is hard. So, but it's the same thing. If you got to go every single round and you fighting punchers and different people that can end up, catching you and knocking you out, that shit is not easy, man. So I just could appreciate both. I could appreciate a knockout artist and I could appreciate a pure boxer. You can't help what you're born with. You can only help how you utilize what you're born with. And I'm cool with that. That's why I'm not so hard on people when they talk about, it's not entertaining. It's like, bro, do you and do it at the highest level, and I'm cool with that. And that's what Hitchins does. He is who he is, a phenomenal boxer to me that I think very smart and not going to be easy to beat. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is unbeatable, but he ain't going to just run up on Hitchins and beat him. My bad, y'all. No, just keep it guard up for more than 3 minutes. Yeah, just do that alone. Just keeping the guard up, without even throwing no punches. And then add that into the mix. Shout out to Hen Dog. And then start adding down, throw some punches for a few minutes, and then continue to hold your arms up after that. And keep doing it with the gloves on and everything. Like, that's why fighters be feeling the way they be feeling about the fans. That's where their disconnect be. Fans just be talking, and they don't really take time to think about how difficult it is to do exactly what it is these guys got to do to succeed on any given night. That shit is nothing to take lightly. It's nothing to downplay. You get what I'm saying? That's why I don't call people bums and shit like that. I mean, it just don't make a lot of sense to do that. You get what I'm saying? D for the win. What's good with it, Brody? How you feeling? But we gonna keep rocking though, man. I see that they had a nice little face off, man. I like their little face off that they had. You know, Hitchins is ready to go, man.
You're the best, huh?
Best.
You're the best.
Best.
You're the champ.
Champ.
You're the man.
Here for a reason, baby. It wasn't given to me.
Me too. Oh, I had to earn my shit. I had to earn my shit. You gotta respect that. I had to earn it. You're orphan from Australia. You had the backyard ready for you. You're from the US. I'm from nothing, bro. I'm from nothing. From nothing.
Same shit too. Same shit too. Best. Ain't as easy as it work. I can take it and I can dish it.
Yeah. That's it. That's it.
Been out to a body shot. Headshot.
You're fighting the best squad. You're fighting the best squad right now.
It's my city. You see it? It's my city.
It's your city? Yeah, they don't know ya.
It's my
They
city.
don't know ya.
Easy work. If they don't, they gonna know me after what I do to you.
Who said?
Easy
They already
work.
know me.
Easy work. That's
They
what I
come here
do.
for me.
Boxing, what I do. I love all this shit.
That's what I'm here. Must go.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love to see a youngin, man, on the rise, man. Gotta love it to see it on the rise, man. See it happening for him, bro. And I specifically happy for the dude because I heard the whispers and the uncertainty that people had and the reservations that people had with him for years, and he continued to win. That's what makes it all the more impressive. You can say what you want. He ain't fought this one. He ain't fought that. I'm tired of that, yo. All you can do is handle the guy that you fight. You can't worry about the guy that you not fighting. No, this one over there. Show me what you can do on a night-to-night basis in that square circle, and I'm fine with that. At the same time, yeah, you take those challenges when you can. Of course, I want to see you challenge yourself, but I love these dudes' journeys, bro. That dude came from nothing too, man. You know what I mean? He really is putting on for New York, man. They want to see this dude win. He got some people behind him for real. I want to keep seeing him. I want to keep seeing him prove it, bro. And Kambosos is the perfect kind of guy to just paint a Picasso on. No disrespect to you, George. You a spirited guy. You a tough, scrappy dude. You gonna get in there and go. We gonna give it everything you got. That's why I like George Kambosos, believe it or not. Why? It's not his style that I love so much. It's his heart. It's his will. He gonna get in there and fight you. He is. Like, you gonna just have to beat him up. Oh, well, like, you get me? That's how he coming. Devin Haney beat him them 2 times. He been giving that dude nothing but praise since. He ain't all he just got that. No, he just gave him his credit. That's somebody I could like. He was like I say, he upset the apple cart a few times. Dude, you know, he was the split decision king for a minute. He was the split decision king. Get what I'm saying? So I like his heart. I like his will, his willingness to get in there. Like, think about it, bro. Think about something, y'all. He fought Teofimo, you get what I'm saying, and beat him. He fought Devin Haney twice. He lost. He fought Lomachenko. He lost. Now he about to fight Hitchins. Like, he got, like, resume ain't just the people you beat. Of course, yeah, you want to beat the people, you know, the names on your resume. But when it's all said and done, George Kambosos is going to be able to sit back, even with those losses, y'all. And I ain't saying he coming to lose. He going to be able to sleep at night. You know why? Because he challenged himself to the bitter end. It's people that think he cooked and he done. And look what he doing. He fighting a fresh young champion in Richardson Hitchins. And I know they know damn well this about to be a tough fight. I don't care what they say. I know they know that. Real recognize real. They know Hitchins is talented. They know the shit that he do from a boxing standpoint can get his man hell. They know that. They know that. Yeah, they got to talk with confidence, but they know they in for one. They know it. But George Kambosos don't give a damn. He'll get in there and fight you. And I got to respect it. Like I said, he get in there, win, lose, or draw, and then he'll give you your credit after you beat him. And I just have to respect that. So he'll give it everything he got. You just going to have to outwit him and put it on him. And like Loma did, or beat him up like Haney did, box him down. And I think that's what Hitch is going to do. Masterclass coming up. Masterclass ass whooping on the way, y'all. Masterclass ass whooping is on the way. Yeah, facts 88. Yeah, man. I love that shit. We need more of that, yo. We need to organize something that when people troll, that you could get people could pull up on them, bro. I love it. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland, man, supporting the grind once again, man, for giving their fighters. They're just them boys putting in work at that level. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm just here to appreciate the boxing. That's all. And y'all know my slogan. I don't do too much whining. And I know everybody, this ain't no super popular topic. I already know that when I do it, but I don't care. You know what I'm saying? This dude deserves some credit. I like him. I mean, if he was getting his ass beat or underperforming, it seemed like that'd be more just talking points. But the fact that he keep winning is like, it ain't nothing to talk about. He's supposed to do that. Nah, I like what Richardson Hitchins is doing, man. And I think he going to continue to build with this win over Kambosos. Shout out to my brother D1 in the Cash App, man. He said, for the grind. Much love.
And
bro.
we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to D1, man. Appreciate you, bro. So yeah, man. I'm all in on this one, man. I'm gonna enjoy this fight for him, bro. This is a dude that I was rooting for since I knew who he was. That was very early in his career. Like I said, we all knew about him being signed to TMT, and I thought everything was good for him. I thought, sky was the limit, but it was other plans for this dude, other plans for him. So, and he made the most out of him. So this is where we at with Hitchins, man. Hold on, let me get this up.
But I see his arsenal. He's a good fighter. He was a special fighter. You know what I'm saying? When I looked at Teofimo, you see like he's a very good fighter. Make a lot of mistakes though. Showboats a lot. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's a guy that it seems like his corner sends him out there with his talent more than with strategy and intuitiveness. It's more of a I think they said that he looked so great versus Barboza, but I really don't think Barboza was taking a lot of punishment that fight. It wasn't like a dominant performance. I just think he was doing more in every round. You could tell he was the better fighter every round. And I watched the fight over and over and over. So, yeah.
And I play that just to hear how you talk. Now, you see, those fighters always go the furthest, in my opinion. The fact that he was able to keep it real about TL, he like, man, he's a special fighter. Like, he's a special fighter, but he make a lot of mistakes, and he do. He do a lot of showboating. He do. And he said, I think his team sent him out there, basically off his athleticism rather than a game plan, a strategy. And it be looking like that. And I think that's why the Barboza fight looked like that. I said this before. He likes those opponents that allows him to rely on his athleticism and showboat and prance around the ring and play around. And once he start doing that, he becomes a dangerous guy because he's comfortable now. But he does do that. And that stuff won't work against a technically sound, fundamentally sound fighter like Hitchins. I don't think so. I think he'll see through that shit. And I don't think he'll have that kind of success on him. I think it'll give him a headache with the way he'll box. He'll box the way Barboza should have. Richardson Hitchins will box the way Barboza should have to beat him. That's the difference. You hear how he broke that down? He really pay attention. Like, he wasn't taking a whole lot of punishment in that fight. Nah, he just was getting dominated. He was just getting beat every single round. Tia was just out pointing him every single round after round. He'll lose every round almost identical from the last. You know what I'm saying? So he do his homework, man. It's a smart fighter, man. I think he got a bright future, man. I think this is the start of it. And I'm here for it. I like where he at. Like I said, man, he could have easily gave up, got frustrated, man. He stayed down till he came up, man. He got his opportunities and made the most out of them. Now, let me pull this up. Real quick from Hitch, man. We giving Hitch his just due. And then we going to get into this, we're going to get into this interview from Chris Eubank that I think is one of the best interviews that he's ever done. One of the realest interviews that Chris Eubank Jr. has ever done. And how this dude had a near-death scare in that Conor Benn fight that I did not know about. I did not know it was that serious for him in that fight. We're going to get to this after we play this little video from Hitchins. Here we go. Let's get to it. I knew his athleticism was paired. Yeah, that's what it was. I said the athleticism and his 2 cents, and it was.
For you about Kambosos. He recently called you a woman. Do you like him personally or on a professional level? I mean, what do you feel about that? What are your thoughts?
I didn't see that. I see the headline though when he said I'm a woman. I don't know, but
is it business or?
I mean, just now we was in a room and they asked me if do he dislike me. He said it was business. With me, it's always business for me. I don't take none of this personal. I don't dislike any fighter. I don't know him as a man. He's all over there across the pond, so there's no way I can dislike somebody that's never, I never came across or walk along the same path with. So, I said what I said about Devin Haney resume, and I kind of called him a bum. And from that, we started going back and forth, and it just so happened that he's the guy that I'm in the ring with after winning my world title. So I think that I get to shut whatever me and him got going on. We hashed that out in the ring and just show that I'm on a different type of level. You know what I'm saying? So this right here performance, it's about a lot of things. It's bigger than just the homecoming. It's bigger than Judge Kambosos.
Do you want to punish him or you want to go for the knockout?
I do believe I'm gonna get him. I do believe I'm gonna get him out of there. I do believe I'm gonna dominate him and impose my skill and my just my dominance on him. But my narrative is not to sell myself as this knockout artist or this guy that knocks people out. I'm one of the best pair of boxers in the sport, and we don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in the levels with the Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevensons, and that type of class. The guys that's really is peers of the sport. So I feel like.
Man, do you hear what he's saying? And this is why I wanted to play this, bro. Like, I just be wanting people to hear the authenticity and how we overlook it. Like, because he might not be your favorite style of fighter, you overlook how much substance is really existing with Hitchins. Like, look how he's speaking. Look like a real one. He ain't overselling and under-delivering. He said, I'm not about to come out here and sell myself as some knockout artist. I'm one of the best pure boxers in the game. Devin Haney, take notes. Team Haney, take notes. Team Haney, no disrespect, no strays, no slight. Take notes. This is an intelligent fighter. He knows himself. He going for longevity, bro. Like, I get it, man. He gonna be entertaining, but not to his own detriment, bro. He not selling y'all. I'm not no KO artist, yo. That's not what I am. I'm one of the best pure boxers in the sport. That's what I am. Devin Haney. Dude, sound familiar, bro. Nah, we coming to kill him. We knocking him out. We don't. Nah, you don't got to do that. You don't got to do that. You don't got to do that. You tell these people, man, I ain't no KO artist. Y'all know that. My record would tell y'all that. But I know what y'all do know, but y'all ain't going to highlight it. I'm one of the best pure boxers in the game. You get me? That's what it is. And that's what Hitchins is. Real shit. Mike was good with it, fam. He said, I think Richardson has to be in top shape so it doesn't gas out. So when most of his fights, if he stay in good shape, yeah, he stay in shape. The thing is, he don't let himself get out of shape. Lisa, peace to the queen. How you feeling? Opulent LB, TV, blessings, Brody. How you feeling? Emmanuel in the building. What's good, fam? So yeah, he stay in shape in between fights, which is smart on his part.
How long? You know what I'm saying? But my narrative is not to sell myself as this knockout artist or this guy that knocks people out. I'm one of the best pair of boxers in the sport, and
you hear that shit?
How long. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in the levels with the Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevensons, and that type of class. The guys that's really is peers of the sport. So I feel like I'm gonna dominate him and show him that's levels to boxing. However it comes, just whether I choose to beat him up or whether I choose to give him a masterclass.
Do you think it'll be an easy fight or?
You see, I just love hearing honesty, bro. Ain't that what we be wanting from fighters, right? We tell them to stop overselling and under-delivering. Stop going out there promising knockouts and not getting knockouts. Yo, just be who you are. You get what I'm saying? Be yourself. That's him. That's him. He know who he is. I ain't no KO artist, bro, but I'll go out here and box your ass down, though. You get me? I'll go out here and box you. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the best boxers out here. I'll tell you that. You get me? And you ain't knocking me out. And my defense is good. You ain't knocking me out. You get me? I like this kid, man. I like Hitchins, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, comfortable in his own skin. That's a fact. Omar was good with it. Nah, I don't think it's arrogance. Trade skills, what it do? Because you got to listen to him. You got to listen to him, Omar. It ain't arrogance. It's confidence. Like, think about it. Would you rather be Omar in the sport of boxing where people trying to take your head off? Would you rather be overconfident or lack confidence? You get what I'm saying? Would you rather be slightly overconfident or lack confidence the slightest bit? You get what I'm saying? If you really just listen to him, like listen to what he just said. I'm gonna play it again. Listen to what he just said, how honest he was right here.
My narrative is not to sell myself as this knockout artist or this guy that knocks people out. I'm one of the best pair boxers in the sport, and we don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in the levels with the Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevensons, and that type of class.
That's confidence right there.
You know,
that's all.
Really, it's pairs of the sports. So I feel like I'm gonna dominate him and show him that's levels to boxing. However it comes, just whether I choose to beat him up or whether I choose to give him a masterclass.
And you get me? And I'm telling you, in this sport, bro, like I get it. Sometimes you love that quiet, more low key kind of that borderline humble. But in this sport, sometimes there ain't no room for it. You gotta be confident. You gotta be confident because people training for weeks on end to beat your ass, and you gotta be confident that you can step on them. And that's all Hitchins is. Telling you, these dudes be good kids, bro. They just confident. You got to be that way. And for good reason. And he having really good success. He's made the most out of every opportunity, right? Think about it. It started over there on TMT. It looked like it was going to be great. Nah, then it ended up not working out. Now he signed in Matchroom. People start complaining. Oh, why you go to Eddie Hearn? Eddie Hearn don't do this and that. Eddie Hearn got this dude active, getting him paid. He's a champion. Got him a title defense. Talk to me. You get me? It ain't all bad. That's why I say it ain't all. None of these promoters are all good, but none of them are all bad. Right now, what he's been able to do with Richardson Hitchins with these fights is very impressive. Seeing that he was over there with a guy that you think would have been able to put him in an immediate position to be one of the guys, especially with his talent. So, and he's a realist, man. That shit always got a place in boxing. Authenticity, to me, always got a place in boxing.
You think it'll be an easy fight or it'll be a tough fight?
I mean, at this level, you never know, especially when you're fighting me. A lot of guys say I don't have a big name, but I talk a lot, you know, and people wake up for some reason when they fight me. Like I just told George Kambosos, you know, when Lemos fought me, he came in damn near 2-3 pounds underweight. When he fought at another weight class, he came in damn near 8 pounds overweight. So it just showed like how these fighters are when they're in camp. George Kambosos, he's woken up for this fight. So he's been at the championship level. He fought guys that he was hungry to get the victory over. So I can't fall asleep. So yeah.
Man, you gotta listen to the young king, man. He a smart guy. That's why I be playing these clips. I don't just do this for no reason, man. Like, you know, I'm gonna try to see if I could get him on here myself. I like Hitchins. Always have, always will, bro. He an underrated guy because, again, like the climate, the block is hot against these boxers. If you're a boxer, it's just not a huge level of appreciation for you, no matter what level you doing it at. But you got it for you to be able to still understand that and still remain you under all things. I rock with that. He doubling down, bro. Look, this is not my narrative to come out here and sell myself as a KO artist, bro. That's not what I am. I'm one of the best pure boxers in the sport. I'm gonna keep saying that. That is one of the best quotes. I have said that about Devin Haney personally. That's what you can sell yourself as, because it'll be hard for people to refute that. But if you out here selling that you some killer, you stepping on shit, a KO artist, they like, come on, bro, that's not what you are. And you ain't gotta be that. Because being who you are is what got you here. Hitchins being Hitchins is what got him the world champion. Hitchins being Hitchins is what's gonna get him the win over Kambosos when they fight, in my opinion. You get me? You gotta know self, bro. All things. LaMarcus, what it do, fam? How you feeling, bro? Gotta know yourself.
So,
like this kid.
What's going on? So you beat him in June. What you trying to show the boxing world at 140? Like, what you want everybody to be on notice with you after him?
I don't think it's nothing about being on notice. I think that I'm gonna keep saying it again. I already showed everybody what I'm capable of as far as like the grit, the heart, what it takes. I'm not beating. I didn't get to get my hands on everybody, but you know, Liam Parrott, this is a fight that all the media had me written off. They said I was gonna lose. The odds was against me. Everybody was saying Parrott beat the boogeyman.
Right.
Beat Parrott fairly easy. I showed he was nowhere near my level. I kept saying I'm on a whole different level. People just thought I was talking. I was telling Parrott in his face, you a bum, you a bum, you a bum. When I say you a bum, it's not that he's literally a bum. He's just not on my level. So I feel like I'm going to just keep showing the boxing world that I'm better than the guys I'm saying I'm better. I'm better than Devin Haney. I'm better than Teofimo. It's the reason why I keep talking. So it's just about trying to just, like, I try to tell you guys I'm coming. And it's like, now you guys are finally here. I told you guys I was going to be sitting here in front of me. I told these guys I was going to be sitting here in front of me.
Everything he's saying is real.
I told these guys I'm on this type of level. And the media, the ones who knew, they were saying, okay, Hitchins is good, but he still got to prove himself. All the fights they say, I got to prove myself. I'm dominating guys like Zepeda, but it's boring. 12-0. I'm beating guys like Liam Parra. And it's still the question is, oh, he can't beat Matias, but I beat the guy that beat Matias. Or he still got to prove more. So it's just keep doing what I'm doing.
See, he get it, bro. He get it. And that's a smart guy. That's a guy that got a grip on reality. This is this is refreshing to hear, bro. Somebody that just get it. He get it, bro. I'm here. Listen, I've been telling y'all for the longest. And the media have been writing him off. They was writing him off against Parra. Especially after the Lemos fight. They was like, man, you went life and death with Lemos and da-da-da-da-da. Man, dudes could have an off night. Lemos was on point. He was making it tough in spots. And Hitchins had to bite down and get that win. Then turned around and had a much better performance over a better opponent. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why he really showed you what he was worth. When he fought the best guy he ever been in the ring with, he looked still world class. You got to rock with that energy, bro. We was ready to write him off after one close fight. I'm like, damn, bro, why do we do this to the fighters, bro? This dude is an authentic guy, a real one. He can box, and he know it. And he just want to keep proving. He been telling people for a while he going to be exactly sitting where he at. And he right. He been telling people for a minute, bro, I'm going to be here. And he got to prove it. They going to always feel like that. But just keep doing what he doing. Like he said, he know how to handle this shit.
Let me tell you, is there any pressure fighting at home? You feel any pressure at all? I
think that with George Kambosos, his game plan is he feel like it's pressure fighting at home, and you know, it's pressure like to please my fans. I can give a fuck about anybody. My job is to go out there and get the victory. Put on a master class. I'm not letting nobody trick me out my spot. I'm not letting no big moment trick me out my spot.
Do you hear?
Being George Kambosos trick me out my spot. However I gotta get the victory, I'm gonna get the victory.
Man, that's so real. And look, credit to Devin Haney and everything he attempted to do against Osterine and induced Ryan Garcia on 420. But he was essentially, the feeling was he was tricked out his spot fighting that way. Did you hear Hitchins? I'm not letting nobody trick me out of my spot. I'm not letting George Kambosos trick me out of my spot. I'm going to get the win however I need to get the win. That's real, man. That's real. This shit is combat. You're not about to get me to do the shit that you want me to do so it looks good for you. I'm going to win how I need to win. And y'all just going to have to appreciate it and respect it. Even if you don't like it, you're going to have to respect it. I'm not getting tricked out of my spot. I'm not going out here talking about, I'm a knockout artist. I'm boxing shit. From the opening bell to the closing bell. And if a knockout presents itself, I'll take that shit too. I'm telling you, man. I like this dude. I like his mentality. He's smart. Smart. I'm telling you, not all these dudes can articulate themselves like that and be genuine. Now, at one point in this interview, did he oversell himself as a talent? You get what I'm saying? Hey, you get me? Hey, Opulent, OP, you get me? He like, hell nah, I ain't going out like Willie Lump Lump. Nah, you hear me? You're not tricking me out my spot. Nah, hell no. You gotta love that. I don't see how. I don't know. That's just something I could support 1,000,000%. His mentality, bro. Win, lose, or draw, he got my support regardless, bro. This is how you approach a fight. This is how you move, knowing exactly who you are and what you bring to the table and what you're capable of. And knowing how to handle yourself in moments where people doubting you. Stand on business. They counted him out, and he chopped and separated himself from Liam Parra. Had that boy looking silly after a while, man. It was clear that Parra was losing the fight, and there was nothing he could do about it. All because of Hitchins being that much smarter than him. Telling you, I like this dude, man. I don't think he think too highly of himself. I think he's in touch with reality. He don't sound like a delusional guy. He don't sound super cocky. He's just like, yo, I've been telling y'all, and it's hard to say he cocky when he's proven it. Like, it's the people that's been wrong. He ain't been cocky. He's been right is what he been. He's been right, and he's been winning, and people keep counting him out, but he keep winning. So I'm rooting for this dude the whole way.
A lot of underdogs come in boxing. A lot of people are comparing.
That's how boxing would do.
Kambosos with Devin. Do you feel there's a good opportunity for you to show the world, to prove to the world that you're better than Devin Haney with a performance over Kambosos?
I mean, he fought a Devin Haney that was, Devin was much younger, not as mature in his career. I don't think that Devin really fought to a fight of that magnitude. And I feel like, both him and George Kambosos, probably was different fighters at the time. You know, George Kambosos was probably at the best of his career at that time, and Devin was probably, you know, approaching the best of Devin Haney.
Listen to what he's saying.
I can't say I'm better than Devin Haney just off that performance. That's just something to
listen to this shit.
So I think that
run it back, bro. DJ, run it back.
Was probably, you know, approaching the best of Devin Haney to a fight of that magnitude, and I feel like, you know, both him and
Devin, do you feel there's a good?
Now, please listen closely to what the dude is asking him and how he answered this question. And you telling me if this is a dude that you think is arrogant. Listen to what he said. He could have easily took this as an opportunity. He said, hell yeah, I'm better than Devin Haney if I beat him. I'm going to go do it better than him, and I'm going to look better than him, and I'm better than... Listen to his answer, bro. Check his answer out.
Opportunity for you to show the world, to prove to the world that you're better than Devin Haney with a performance over Kambosos.
I mean, he fought a Devin Haney that was, you know, Devin was much younger, much not as mature in his career. I don't think that Devin really fought to a fight of that magnitude. And I feel like, you know, both him and George Kambosos probably was different fighters at the time. You know, George Kambosos was probably at the best of his career at that time, and Devin was probably, you know, approaching the best of Devin Haney at that time. So I think that I can't say I'm better than Devin Haney just off that performance. That's just something internal that I feel. So I think that we don't know. George Kambosos came off a big win before the Devin Haney win. He beat Lomachenko. There was talks of him not really being as focused, not being hungry in the gym. It's just a lot. So I just feel like I'm just levels above a lot of these guys. So it's just to prove that I got more in my arsenal than Devin Haney. I'm a better fighter than Devin. So it's just like, you know.
You see? And that right there, that's spoken like a real fighter. Nah, I can't say beating Kambosos is an opportunity to prove that I'm better than Devin Haney, because Devin Haney and Kambosos was both at different points in their career. Devin Haney was probably approaching the best he gonna be. You get what I'm saying? And he was. That stage was, I feel like, the biggest stage he fought at that time. Having to travel over there to Australia, all them fans rooting for Kambosos against him, and he ended up turning them people into fans the way he beat Kambosos up. Much respect to Devin Haney, but he right. He like, nah, Kambosos was a different fighter at the time. So, nah, I can't say me beating him now makes me better than Devin Haney, but I feel like I'm levels above these guys because I've been saying it and showing it, and I have more in my arsenal. So that's why I feel like I'm better than Devin Haney, not because I'm beating Kambosos. That's a real one. That is a real fighter, bro. And I played this shit because he's saying a lot of stuff. He's speaking about a lot of the stuff people complain about. You get what I'm saying? And like Ant said, he even explained why he called people bums. It's not that they really a bum. He's just saying, yo, you ain't on my level. Like, and I told y'all, just be fighter talk. It's like that go-to, oh, you a bum. He don't really think he a bum, or else why would he want to fight him? It's just fight. We take the words too literal. We be hanging on to every little word. I'm like, bro, it's shit talking, bro. It's not so much shit they can say to each other. So yeah, the go-to, oh, you a bum. You ain't fought nobody. Everybody say that. Send a contract. That's fighter talk, bro. That's fighter talk. I had somebody ask me in my comments today why Bud Crawford won't send Tio a contract. Yo, these people is like, fight fans is crazy. But I love this shit from Hitchins, bro. This was a genuine, like, little 9 minutes, and I done turned this shit into a half hour. Y'all know how we do over here.
Just from seeing the loss to Lomachenko, right? And you being a complete boxer puncher that you are, did you take anything away from that fight, like seeing Lomachenko forward, and you show that you also have put it as well? You see that you counterpunch.
Accent dog, he gonna eat a lot of
this
jazz.
Guy was at 135 for a minute. You know, he fought at 135 for a while. The weight could have been different. They fought for the IBF. I know personally with the IBF, if you don't really know how to do that, it can play a part. But like I said, George Kambosos showed different wrinkles. He showed he's been down to a body shot, down to a headshot. Never showed I've been down to a body shot, headshot. So overall, I just think I'm just more of a fighter, more gritty than him. So he's gonna have to come in there and try to show me something I've never experienced.
With the boxing voice. I was in the crowd last Friday when you were.
Bro, I question like the level of boxing that people watch, not even acknowledge at this point, LaMarcus. It's just like people must live under rocks. Like, why in the hell would he send a 140-pound guy a contract? At what weight? Like, people don't even get it. They don't even make sense. They don't even know how boxing works. They just say some ignorant stuff like that. You're gonna just randomly send him a contract. It's crazy. The dude got asked about Conor Benn at 47 and immediately said, well, I'm at 40 still. So, you know, but he going to go up to 54 and fight Bud. Okay.
Yelling at Tio. You yelling at Tio sort of in that environment makes me believe that you really want that fight. But are you kind of overlooking George by yelling out for Tio while he's doing his post press?
I don't overlook nobody, especially at this top level with this much on the line, legacy. You know, obviously being able to take care of my family and, you know, try to secure my future. I don't overlook nobody because any slip up could take it all away from me, and I have to start back and try to get a big fight. So I don't overlook nobody. George Kambosos is a man with nothing to lose. He's a man that's coming to, you know, spoil a party. He's done it before. He took away guys' big paydays before. So I'm not overlooking George Kambosos. But Teofimo is a fight that I do want. I think that for me, looking as a boxing fan, I think me and Teofimo is a fight that will make boxing lit. Like, it's two young guys from New York champion. It's like, that's lit. Like, that's a fight. That's a fun fight. That's like what the sport needs. You know, I think he's trying to go up to fight Boots Ennis, but it makes sense as far as name, but it's not. The realistic of it is like Boots is way bigger. He's on the way out of a weight class. Teofimo ain't really like been at 140 for too long. He's a smaller guy. Like, I think this is a fight where it's like the matchup would be even. You know what I'm saying? Both guys at 140, and it makes sense. Right.
See?
Speaking of that,
See how you talk? Talking like a real one, bro. I mean, Tio's a good fight. Two young guys, this New York shit. You know they fighting over who the king in New York is. Berlinga. You got Hitchins. You know what I'm saying? Tio really ain't from New York. He can't jack it, but he trying. You get me? But that fight would be entertaining. To be a fun fight. That'd be a real fight. Hitchins and Tio. You get what I'm saying? Get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, Lisa? He just talking with his confidence. You know what I mean? He understands himself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate you, and I appreciate that, bro. You get it, bro. Because that's why I reiterate, and you know, got to make sure y'all really getting what I want y'all to get from this show. Because we complain about a lot of these fighters and we'll shit on them immediately, but I don't like this. I don't like that. This everything he said in his interview has been authentic and real. And he just spoke like a real fighter. This sounds like a guy that's going to be a champion for a while. No evidence, facts, bro. USA Boxing was good.
Basically 3 world-class, you know, New York fighters, you, Shushu, and Evan. I mean, that can't be all the way true. You gotta want to like impress the New York fans. You gotta care what they think. I've interviewed you a couple of times. You know, the admiration to be in this sport is highly important for most boxers. You want to sort of correct that a little bit, or you really don't? I don't got impressed. I impressed my city record. I won the championship back. No fighter have done it in the past 10 years. That's impressive in its own. So every time in this generation of fighters coming up, every time a fighter step foot at Madison Square Garden, they wasn't representing the city as a world champion. That's no shade to no fighter. It's just that I'm the fighter that went out there and put in the work and earned it the hard way. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't given to me. So I stay on that loud and proud. I feel like I represented the city. When I went out and fought for the title, and I said I'm bringing it back. I brought it back. I brought the championship back. So I think that in its own is already impressing everybody. It's just time to celebrate now. And we party together June 14th. It's time for New York to come in the building and see what whoever wasn't watching, whoever wasn't supporting, now I guess they'll be there supporting now. So, you know.
Man, you gotta love it, bro. Gotta love it for Hitchins, bro. And I like that, man. I liked everything he said there. Man, that was like just perfectly done. Like the questions that was asked, you know what I mean? Shout out to Fight Hype. Always great work, man. Just good questions from those people that was asking him, man. His answers was everything and then some, man. Like you could see he's an easy guy to interview because he don't just give you surface level shit. He can go in detail and really elaborate on what he's saying and what he mean. And I like that energy, man. I do. Gary Omar, that'll be a fun fight too to watch. No doubt, bro. I'll be all for it. Let me speaking of that, little footnote for Gary that I seen. Representatives from Gary Antoine Russell have sent a substantial counter offer to the team of Andy Hiroka with the intention of putting that bout on the undercard of Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. So, Omar, Gary Antoine might be fighting Hiroka. They saying they sent a substantial counter offer to them. and they trying to get that fight on what is that, 7/19, July 19th with Pacquiao and Barrios. So that'd potentially be a good fight for Gary Antoine. You get what I'm saying? Good fight. Now the public that preps him well. Right. Because if not, it's impressive. If not, whatever, it got a good team, solid team. That's what I'm saying. That's why I played it. No evidence. It was short. It wasn't too long. I made it long, obviously, because I wanted to break it down like I always do. But now I got what I needed out of that. Shout out to everybody. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Now we about to get into the other part of the show. Like, not gonna be super long today, but we still got this to get into because I did want to cover this though. This interview with Chris Eubank, y'all, that I thought was like one of the best interviews he's ever done in his career. And it was pertaining to the fight with Conor Benn that he had, what is it, April 6th. So they went to war, and I didn't know that he was that much physically affected by that fight. You know what I mean? You seen the effects, but man, like he had a hell of a time, bro. We're gonna get into this, man. Hold on, y'all. Give me a couple. So give me a second. There we go. The Butcher, what it do? But man, even though for this fight to come back now, he did before. Yeah, it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy, man. But that is happening though too, Mike Kirkland, July 19th. They saying now. You know what I'm saying? And that's just where we at. Manny ass coming back, and Barrios going after that bag. No surprise there. No surprise. But y'all hit the like button, and we're gonna get into this. This is Chris Eubank, man. This is one of the latest interviews that he done. Real quick, let me see. What's the name of this? Let me shout out the channel real quick, too. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where's the Diary of a CEO? Shout out to the Diary of a CEO. I went over there and hit the like button. Yo, bro did a hell of an interview with Chris Eubank. He did a hell of an interview.
Chris, you haven't really spoken since the fight, especially not in long form. So I guess the best place to start is just by asking you how you're feeling. That was pretty fucking crazy.
Fucking crazy is pretty accurate.
Damon, what it do, homie?
It was a fight that I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting to be involved in. I genuinely thought that I was gonna go in there. I was going to have my way with this kid.
And again, I'm getting this interviewed, today. This is where we going with it today, man. Nice little cool, calm Friday. But it was a lot of authenticity in this interview and energy and honesty from Chris Eubank. And you got to appreciate this. Like, the cameras and the lights was on, and he ain't choose to be a damn clown. You get what I'm saying? It's just an appreciation that I have for that. And he told a lot of details in this. And like I said, the dude talked about a near-death scare in this after this fight.
Blow him out of the water, watch him quit, watch him crumble under the pressure. That's really what I thought was going to happen. And thank God that I was wrong. Because if that had happened, it would not be a fight that is now going to be remembered for ever. This is what I'm being told. This is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm seeing. This is the best fight I ever saw. This is the best event I ever saw. This was amazing. For a fight to reach that level of love and respect, both fighters have to go through the fire. Both fighters have to do things that may seem superhuman, may seem like impossible. They have to go through that. They have to be true, and they cannot give up.
And real quick, just think about it, because they was saying that. You got some people saying that was the best fight they ever saw, ever. You had people saying at the event it was crazy. But just think about that. To get that type of recognition and admiration or appreciation from the fans, this dude damn near had to die. He damn near had to die. These dudes damn near had to beat the hell out of each other for that. Get what I'm saying? And we'd be quick to trash a fighter. You get what I'm saying? They put everything on the line. That shit is crazy.
And that's what we both showed on that night. Two men who were willing to die in that ring. That's what boxing is really about. And it's so rare to see these days. You know, we just saw over the weekend some of the best fighters on the planet right now. Devin Haney, Canelo, Ryan Garcia. You know, their fights were underwhelming, to say the least. Boring. In those 3 fights, the total amount of punches landed was less than just the fight with me and Conor. So the fight with me and Conor, I think we landed maybe 1,500 punches. In their 3 fights in total, only 1,400 landed, which is a pretty incredible statistic. And it just shows you how much that fight meant to both of us. You know, it showed the pressure.
And that's dope.
And the determination.
I forgot. I thought I had it. I forgot. I might have deleted it. I had the clip. I'm blessed
to be a part of such a historic fight, a historic event.
And that just, these dudes put on, man, it was so much pride, ego, determination, and will, and a fighter spirit. Like, they truly was, you could tell they got that fighter bloodline. They come from a fighter's bloodline. Like, they refuse to give up. They refuse to allow the other guy to really just take over and win, man. They had to fight to the absolute end, bro. And this shit was a really, really good fight. But he really paid some consequences. He paid some consequences to go through this. I was not seeing Aaron Prime, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, hell yeah, I did. Hell yeah. And I had fun watching them too, man. They got a documentary. I forgot. I think it's called Rhythm Boxing, Thrill Hill. If you never heard of Rhythm Boxing, go check it out. I believe they got the documentary on Aaron Pryor. If you never seen it, it's dope. Shout out to Melon Queen. How you feeling? It's good to see you in the building.
And I'm very grateful that the fans loved it so much. You know, everything I've heard about it so far has been amazing. And I went out into the streets for the first time yesterday in Brixton, and to see the people's reactions for the first time, to really see it, you know, it really means a lot. You know, I had a woman came up and she was crying. You know, she had tears in her eyes, like, you know, it's amazing.
Finally, all work. I'm glad to hear that. I know what you mean.
That fight superseded what boxing is, you know, because it was.
Oh, you seen it, Thrill? I should have known, bro. I forgot who I was talking to for a second. My bad. Pardon me, Thrill. I should have known you seen it.
That was real, and that's something that, you know, the entire world can relate to and has to deal with their own problems with their families. So to see me and my father going through what we were going through, and then to come together to unite at a time when it meant the most, that's an amazing thing. And nobody thought it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Like, real quick, you know how I got to, you know, stop it in between periodically, but yo, boxing is like no other sport. I'm not trying to say like you don't sacrifice everything in any other sport, but you really sacrifice everything in the sport. Your body, your physical well-being, your family, your relationship with your dad got strained over boxing, over this fight. Remember, he was disappointed. You're a disgrace. The egg slapping. I'm not joining the circus. This shouldn't be happening. Conor, you're a 147 fighter. Leave my son and leave Junior alone. Like all of this, like just to put on the show for the people. And he was willing to still say hell with it. Yo, if he mad at me, I'm still going to love him, but I'm going to put on this fight for the fans. And I think the significance of it just got overlooked. You get what I'm saying? I think the sacrifice that was being made was overlooked. And Chris Eubank gets all the just due today because of what he really went through and sacrificed just to make this damn fight, bro. Put his health at risk, his career at risk, his life, everything. Like, this shit was risky as hell, especially when that cut happened. And he gonna get into that too. Like I said, this was a good interview. Yeah, I'm gonna try to let it play through.
Seeing that, you that's not boxing. That is that's love.
Going back to the top of that, you said that you were expecting to walk in there and blow Conor away. So does that mean that you, in hindsight, underestimated his ability, or was there something not quite right with you that night? Because I was watching.
I think it was a great fight, Damon. I really do.
Look normal.
For British boxing, I think that should really deliver for British boxing in a big way, bro. Cobain was good, bro.
Always had, but you didn't look normal.
You're very observant.
Now a lot. He gonna talk. Listen to him.
There are a lot of things going on in my life that no one knows about and no one will ever know about. As a fighter, you have to.
This ain't too. Is this too loud, y'all?
You have to do things that nobody else could imagine doing, and no one else is willing to do. I did that to be able to get into the ring that night. You also have the navigation of weight loss, dehydration restrictions. These are all things that I was having to deal with on top of all the outside stuff.
I bet.
What you saw was there was maybe certain aspects of me as an athlete that, weren't 100%. But the truth of it is, so many fighters go into fights with issues, whether it's injuries, whether it's illness, whether it's mental problems. We all have to fight through these things. That's a part of the sport, which is why I'm not going to sit here and tell you about all the things that I was dealing with, because it's my job.
Listen to this man.
We are fighters.
It's a real one.
You have to fight through the demons. You have to fight through the issues. You have to fight through the restrictions. And that's what I did. I didn't give up.
Illness, injury, and mental problems
are just a few of the things that fighters.
Did you have any of these?
Again, I'm not going to go into what I was dealing with.
It's a personal issue you're dealing with? Do you know why I'm asking this question? I'm asking this question because as a fight fan, as a fan of yours, I was watching you as the fight began, and I didn't think you were quite yourself. I've been to your fights. I've been to many other your fights. I've watched you in Manchester as well, ringside, and you didn't look the same. So now I have this big question mark in my head as to why you didn't look the same. And I'm really determined to try and understand. I know that you weren't in great physical health, but you say there was other things going on in your life.
Lisa. Right.
What category were those things in? If you don't have to tell me what they are. You obviously don't have to say anything, but
no, it's something that a lot of fighters do. They will come out of a fight and they will say the things that were wrong with the camps and were wrong with their health or wrong with their personal lives, or I've never been that guy to make excuses. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for a reason for people to say, oh, well,
well, you won, so it doesn't matter.
But even if I had lost, it's not in me to, oh, well, this is why I had to go through this and that. And people saw so much of what I had to deal with.
Yeah.
They seen
my father, the weight cut, the rehydration clause.
Yeah.
Getting fined $1 million for being 0.5 overweight. Using the gloves that weren't in the contract. Some guy trying to get into my changing room to check my hands and ruffling the feathers of my team. They threw everything at me. They did everything they could to try and get me off of track, to distract me, to take my mind off of the task at hand. And I never let that happen. And I'm very, I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I didn't fall into the traps that were set. Every time they set a trap, I saw the trap, go around it, go forward. Oh, there's another trap. Round it, forward. Another trap, round it, forward. That is a part of being a warrior. It's not just getting in the ring and fighting. You have to be smart. You have to be cunning. You have to know your enemy. You have to understand the things that people are trying to do to take you out of your comfort zone, out of your, out of your preparation. You have to avoid, and you have to make sure that nothing gets into your head. Nothing affects what you're going to do on the night. And the crazy thing was, not only was I dealing with all these bullets flying at me from my enemies in Conor Benn, in Matchroom, in Eddie Hearn, in Nigel Benn. These are all enemies leading up to the fight. I had bullets coming from my family, my father. A couple of days before the biggest fight of my life, he's
talk about it.
He's going into the media and saying I'm a disgrace.
Talk about it. And he was willing to fight through all of that, y'all. He ain't care. He like, bro, I love my pops, man. I love my pops, but it is what it is. Hey, man, I gotta go out here and make this fight. This for pride. This for the last name. This for the Eubank last name, man. We keeping this shit going, and it's gonna end with me. I appreciate the sacrifice. That's why his dad knew better. When it was all said and done, he popped up because he knew, like, there's no way you was gonna let your son go out there in the biggest fight of his life, knowing what it meant, the significance of it, because what you and his father did as men, with child battles in the ring, man, it made all the sense for you to be there. And I'm glad he did make it there. Something told me he always was going to make it there anyway, but he played into the little theatrics a little bit in the drama. Well played by Eubank Sr.
I'm already in, under a lot of stress, under a lot of pressure. And then I've got to hear this. It's like, Jesus, I mean, what, how much worse is it going to get?
Reef, what it do, homie?
It was tough. It was really tough. But on the subject of my father, regardless of what he said about me and about the fight, he was there when it mattered the most.
Yeah.
And that means everything.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was going to come. He called me. He texted me.
Man, you got to be tripping. That man ain't make one single solitary excuse. He won the fight. That's the difference. See, you missing it. It's going over your head, bro. The purpose of me coming here today, taking my time out and y'all time to listen to this is because there was a lot of authenticity and just accountability in this. But he's also trying without making it sound like, yeah, this is why this. He's trying to tell you what he went through. And this is something that we don't appreciate. Like he letting you know as a fighter, it was a lot of shit I was going through. I'm not going to get into everything, but he was able to tell you some of the things. And if you hearing excuses, you gotta maybe rewind it because he ain't made one single excuse. The only thing he showed you in this video is accountability so far. It's been no excuse. What if he made an excuse? Name it. Type the excuse that he made. Let's go.
The day before the fight, the night before the fight.
Tell me the excuse that he made. Watch this, y'all. Tell me the excuse, USA.
So I saw the text, and I thought, you know what?
That's not an excuse, bro. That's reality. How is that an excuse? A rehydration clause was what was in the contract. That was real. We seen how much it stripped him and how it messed him up. Like, that's not an excuse. That's reality. Those are facts. We seen the way his dad went out there and was like, he a disgrace. He's telling you that's some of the things mentally he was dealing with as a fighter. He like, damn, how much worse is gonna get? So he telling you we fight so many battles before we even get in the ring to our opponent. And that's what he's telling you. You should be able to appreciate this information, bro. This is not an excuse. He letting you know, like, look, and he told you, this is my job. This is what all fighters go through. So I'm not going to get into details about everything because I don't want to come here and make no excuses. And even when he lost, he don't make excuses for himself, bro. This is a real one, bro. This is a real fighter. You missing it. I'm telling you, bro. He didn't make not one single excuse. That's the problem. I love to hear the stuff that they go through because maybe then you'll have more of an appreciation for the sacrifice that they make. And we'll just go out there and learn to appreciate and enjoy boxing. He was at a strain with his dad. His dad telling him he a disgrace. Hey, Junior, I didn't teach you that. His dad getting emotional. His dad got to think about the trauma, the brain trauma that he could suffer, knowing that he done went through that in his career with a fighter. This is real shit. And then as he get into this interview, you're gonna hear about the health situation, the health scare that he went through too. So a lot of the shit that his father was feeling was real, and he knew that. He knew what he was fighting against. He knew every concern his father had was legit. Do you know how hard that is to still go out there and say, I'm gonna fight anyway, even if we gonna be at odds. I'm gonna still do it, knowing everything you said to me makes sense. I shouldn't be shrinking myself down to fight this dude. He shouldn't be having to blow all the way up. It shouldn't have to be made this way. But you know what? This is the opportunity, and I'm gonna take it. And you just gonna have to respect that. You get what I'm saying? Chris Eubank is a real one, bro. This is thorough, man. I really appreciated this shit. This was dope. Shout out to Terrell Cornelius. What it do? You know what I'm saying? Like, and he won. He don't got to make excuses, and he won. He just being transparent. See, that's what we not used to. Accountability and transparency and authenticity. You getting all of that with Chris Eubank Jr. today. And this was just from yesterday, y'all. This is a new interview.
Fight of my life. The last thing I can be doing is being on the phone listening to negativity, because that's all he had come with for the last 6-8 weeks. The fight's not going to happen. This fight shouldn't be happening. Weights are not right.
Against all odds, bro. You feel me?
It's a circus. It's a sham. I will never be in my son's corner. This is all I'm hearing from him.
Listen to he telling you. That's not excuses. Those are facts. He's telling you this is coming from his dad, let alone the other battles that he got to fight. Damn, I'm battling internally with Pops. Pops don't want me to take this fight because he know it's risky as hell to my health. And his worst nightmare was sort of close to being a reality, bro. That's not an excuse. That's real. Go look up Chris Eubank Sr. What was the dude name? Watson was his name. I forget his first name, bro. Go look it up. Go look up his story, and you'll see everything he talking about with his dad and where his dad was coming from. This shit is real, and he still went out there and did it. Again, I don't expect everybody to see the shit how I see it, but I got a different level of appreciation for the sport, and that's how I'm able to come here and get something much different out of what he's saying than the average person. This was one of the best interviews he could have ever done, bro. Ever. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland back in the super chat. He said, if Eubank Sr. had lost, wouldn't matter. To true boxing fans, he showed his will in deep waters, in my opinion. Facts, it wouldn't matter. Hell no, it wouldn't matter. Not one bit. Not one bit. It wouldn't matter. Not one bit. This is how you perform. This is an excellent interview. We gonna get back to this. I know what you got, Junior. Appreciate you, Mike. For sure. You get what I'm saying? Wouldn't even matter. They went to war. And watch, he gonna talk about the cut, y'all. Because remember, a cut happened in this fight. Remember, the cut happened in this fight. He gonna talk about it.
Don't do this fight, Chris. Son. This is all I'm hearing. So I'm sitting there, I'm reading this message, and he has
real quick, y'all. And big shout out to the Queen, man. Always coming through super heavy, always showing love. Shout out to the Queen Lisa for the big $100 donation as always, man. Supporting the grind. I truly appreciate you as always. Shout out to the Queen. She said, good interviews. Appreciate
if I was Floyd and he was me, he would never have to fight again because that exhibition shit, as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get $100+ million for it. Right. And we ain't never got to box again. Well, I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due. Right. And you ain't never got.
Much love to the Queen. Appreciate you. Let's get back to this, man. Appreciate all your continued support too, man.
I haven't spoken to him, and I'm thinking I can't deal with this right now. Call him for what? So he can say not to take the fight. You know, I got to rest. I got to focus. A couple of hours go by, maybe 9, 10 o'clock. It gets to that, and I'm like, you know what? I've been through so much shit in the last 2 months. What more could possibly be thrown at me? At the end of the day, he's my old man. He's texted me. I'm going to hear him out. So I called him. I was about to go to sleep. And I thought, you know what? I'll call him. As soon as he picked the phone up, there was a tone in his voice that I hadn't heard for years. It was a tone of happiness, lightness, joy. Hey, how you doing, son? What's going on? How you feeling? How am I feeling? When have you worried about how I've been feeling? You know, I'm good, Dad. Everything's cool. You know, just getting ready to go to sleep. Got a big day tomorrow. Yeah, I know, son. I know you got a big day tomorrow, and I want to be there for you.
And real quick before he get into the rest, do you imagine the weight that got lifted off his shoulder, knowing his dad gonna be there in the biggest moment? I don't think people get it, bro. These sacrifices is we just like, yo, go out there and fight, but we don't never really take time to take into account all the shit that they put into it, right? All the shit that they got to go through before they even get in there to fight. And notice all of this stuff that he's talking about, and he ain't even get to Conor Benn yet. He ain't even get to the fight and what happened in the fight. He ain't even get there yet. So you get what I'm saying? And for his dad to say that, I know that took a load off. And it probably, in my opinion, I think it could have been the difference in him winning and losing this fight. To be 100% honest with you, I think his dad being there, he was able to bite down in a different way and really fight despite that cut and how he was feeling when it happened.
So I heard that and I'm like, is this a dream? Is this this is Chris Eubank Sr. I'm speaking to?
Nah, real talk, OP.
Yeah, it's me, son. Let's do this. Let's do this together. Where are you? I said, I'm at my hotel. He said, all right, well, I'll come to your hotel. We'll speak. And yeah, let's do it. Okay, Dad. I ordered him an Uber. 20 minutes later, he was at my hotel. I got him a room. We went up to the room. We sat down. You know, he said, I was always going to come. I was always going to be there for you. And in my mind, I'm thinking, if I just gone to sleep, what happens? What, would you still be here? Like, what? You know, we haven't had any communication. And I know, and I knew how hard it was for him to send me that text.
Mike, a few people got emotional too, Mike. A few of them did.
He
ready to cry.
That. You know, it's been years since he tried to have that contact with me. So I think if I just ignored it, then we wouldn't be sitting here today talking about this amazing event that had unfolded. Because, make no mistake, him being there made it different.
What did I just say?
It made it something that will now go down in history. Movies are made about this
type of stuff. Bro. I'm telling you, this is a fact, bro.
If I go in there alone, it's just a fight.
Facts.
It's been a great fight still.
Facts.
But to have the fantasy of
both dads there, man, that joint was dope for boxing, but I don't want to see it again as dope as it was.
So much.
He went through too much. I don't want to see that again.
All the stuff in the media, all the friction, to see that be able to be kind of put to one side,
you, Lisa. I truly do.
To come together,
truly do, and that's what keep me going. The people that really get why I'm here. Now I know a lot of people they probably won't even watch this interview, but we did. You get me? This was a damn good one, man. You got a lot of good insight of what these fighters go through and how they get through it. Like, it's one thing to fight, but you got to be a warrior always around in the sport of boxing, inside the ring, outside the ring. You got to be able to approach everything like a fight and be able to get through it and find a way to win. And that's exactly what he did. He fought a lot of different battles before he got in there with Conor Benn. And that was a whole different battle in and of itself, one that was tougher than he thought. And that's how honest he was. He said Conor was faster, stronger. That fight was tougher than he thought it was going to be. He thought he was going to stop him and watch him crumble. He thought he was going to see him quit at one point. This is what he had in his mind, and what he got was much different. He took to war And he might have got the worst of it. He might have got the worst of it.
Into that ring.
Crazy.
It's an incredible thing. You know, I get
Shout out to the queen.
I get emotional thinking about it because it was so unexpected. You know, I had envisioned in my mind for the last 2 years me walking to that ring alone. I just, you know, it never crossed my mind that my old man would be behind me. I envisioned walking to the ring alone, being booed, and getting into that ring and fighting with anger in my heart. That's what I thought that fight was going to be. What it turned out to be was I'm walking to the ring. My old man is behind me. He's with me. And, you know, for the first time in my whole career, I'm walking through a crowd and there's no boos. I'm used to walking up into these rings and I'm looking out and people are going,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get knocked out. Oh. And I feed off of that dark energy. And I use it against my opponents. That's what I've been, that's been my life for my whole career, really. In this fight, I'm walking past people and I'm seeing tears in their eyes. I'm seeing grown men with tears in their eyes and smiles and, you know, God rest in the sight.
Another thing real quick, I think to really grasp the true significance of this fight, you probably would have had to really be there, right? It's one of those things because there's no way you can't tell me this ain't big for those people out there. When you got grown men teary-eyed and crying at the nearest side of seeing Chris Eubank Jr. and Sr. together as a team and Conor Benn and Nigel Benn on the other side, bro. That shit just meant a lot for boxing. But like I said, as great as it was, I'm cool on seeing it again. Not under them circumstances.
You know, I'm walking to the ring and my face is always cold because I'm about to get in the ring and hurt somebody and get hurt. But in my mind and my heart, I'm like, what's happening? What is this? This is, I've never seen this before. I've never seen cheers, let alone people crying with joy.
Right.
This is, you know, this is going to be different. This fight is about to be something different. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm excited.
What did you discuss in the hotel room when he arrived in that Uber?
He said to me in that hotel room, "What do you think I want from you?"
Facts it was.
I thought about it for a long time, and I genuinely couldn't answer the question. You know, we have been estranged for a long, long time.
Years.
Yeah, years. So how can I answer that? What do I want from you? Is what he said. I know that this man is not a man that can be bought. He's got too much pride. He's got too much morals. He's a man of God. That's all that's important to him. You can't buy him. So me knowing that, when he's saying, "What do you think I want from you?" I'm thinking, oh no. Has that changed? Has he changed? Is he about to, you know, ask for some crazy amount of money? I hope not. Because then that changes my view of who this man in front of me is. You know? So I didn't even think about that. It's in my head, but I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it in the fear that he would be like, "Yeah, you would give me $1 million." That would have killed me. Yeah, that would have been
Pops
bad.
is about to ask for that loan.
Because then I know that he's not there because he loves me and because he wants to see me.
Yeah, Jordan, I put it in the video.
Win. He wants to support me. He wants to be my dad. If it's about money, then all of that is irrelevant. So I was too scared to even to even mention money, because then that would mean that there's no coming back. You know, if we were in a room together the night before the biggest fight of my life and you're just saying you're gonna pay me, that means for the rest of our lives now, our relationship will never ever be the same. So I was scared to say that. I was scared of the question. I had to joke. I had to make a joke out of it because I was so confused and worried about what was about to happen. I said, "You want a hug? I give you a hug." He said, "No. I want nothing. Absolutely nothing."
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that, you know, my heart, it was just an overwhelming feeling of joy. Okay, my dad is here because he wants to be my dad. That's huge. That's everything. That's what I haven't had for years and years and years. So if there was ever a time that I was going to kind of get some of that feeling and love back, this was the time I needed it.
I tell you what, I really think that was the difference.
And he was there to do it. I'll never forget that. Him being there that night, for sure. You know, it gave me those few extra percentages to put into that performance.
Mm-hmm.
People say, "You were finished by the 8th round. You had your legs were gone. How did you throw 300 punches in the last 2 rounds?" Well, I had to come outside of myself. It became spiritual. It wasn't about the physical. I was dehydrated. I was experiencing all the things that had been restricting me leading up to the fight. So it became not about the physical. It came about the spiritual. It became about just being true. Just being the man I know I can be. I told you a story once about being on that treadmill.
Yeah, that was crazy. He did admit that.
And you've got that cramp in your foot. But you said you was going to do the 10 miles. So you've got a limp on that treadmill for as long as you have to complete the task. No one's around. No one's watching.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep your ass on that treadmill and you get through it. You get through the pain. That mentality is what was able to get me through those last 2-3 rounds. I never gave up in the gyms. When I was getting beaten up in sparring, I never quit. I would come back the next day. When I got the cramps, I kept going. Because I always knew there would be fights like this where you don't have anything left, or you want to give up, or you're hurt, or you're dehydrated, or you're injured, or you're cut. You know, you can't see anything out of your eye. You got a big cut across your eye. And you're going to ask yourself that question, getting up off the stool in the 9th, in the 10th round. Should I give up? Should I take a knee? Should I run? No. We are going to war.
This is one of the best ones I think he ever done, Chris Eubank Jr.
This ring. Because this fight is going to be remembered forever. So what you choose to do in these last few rounds, that is what the people are going to remember you by for the rest of your life. Did you come forward? Did you put all on the line or did you retreat?
Z.
I wasn't willing to go the rest of my life knowing that I didn't give it my all. Regardless of the cut, regardless of everything I was going through, I knew I had to do what I had to do to win. And my old man's there. He's watching. And, you know, he didn't believe I would be able to do what I'm doing. That's what he's been saying for years. I've got to show him. I've got to show the world. And I've got to show myself that I'm capable of great things. I'm capable of going through things that 99.999% of human beings on this earth were not willing to go through.
That's a fact.
And that will live forever. And that's a beautiful feeling. A week after the fight, sitting here talking about it, there's no amount of money that can buy the feelings that I have now. And that is the genuine truth.
Priceless.
How proud I am of what we achieved in that fight. It's priceless. It's something that, you know, on your deathbed in 60 years' time, you're thinking about it. Yeah, I did that. You can't get that from money. You can't get that from fame. You get that from years and years and years of graft, hard work, and just being true, not cutting corners, not cheating, not being a bully.
Chris, everybody has a different relationship with their family.
And I really like this interviewer's style because he really just let him go and uninterrupted and just let him talk, explain himself, elaborate, and then he get to his next question.
You've always been a seemingly
this is one of his biggest fans. I believe he know him personally too.
You've described it yourself. So it's really moving and interesting to hear how much your dad meant to you. And as you were speaking, I was thinking back to all these interviews I've seen of you over the years where you cite him as your biggest role model in life. I've kind of got 2 points. The first, I guess, is a point, which is just, I had no idea he meant that much to you. I had no idea. And secondly, the question is, what caused that relationship to strain?
My father is an extremely proud and an extremely intense human being. He has his ways of thinking. He has his ways of living, teaching, parenting, and it's his way or the highway. Nothing else works in his opinion. It got to a stage in my life where I decided to walk my own path, separate myself from this massive character in my father. You know, I had grown up with this pressure.
CJ was good with it, bro. Oh, let me skip up some.
And yes, you still have to have those moments in your life where you can just kind of do whatever. Nobody's gonna be righteous every day of their lives. But what experiencing some of this does is it makes you aware of life and how precious it is, and it just makes you strive to be a better person so much more, because you know that, you know, we have a finite amount of time on this earth, you know. So are you going to make it count? Are you going to make it count, or are you going to waste it? There are people out there who would kill for the lives that we have.
And did y'all hear me saying that yesterday? Remember I was saying that about Tio? The situation he in is people that are killed to be in that position. Is actual fighters within the sport that exist that work extremely hard that are killed to be in that position. And look how he abused it versus how Chris Eubank is a guy that truly appreciated everything that boxing has done for him, despite having a good upbringing, because his dad was on point and he was a hell of a fighter in his own right. You get what I'm saying? Take a totally different type of fighter, man, and he just one of them.
So how can you not be grateful? How can you not be respectful and responsible with your time? You know, we are free.
Tiafimo.
We're free. We did it. We made it. Billions and billions of people on this planet will never know what it is to be free. And in terms of free, I mean, you know, you're not waking up and working, 12-hour shifts just so that you can eat and live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have free time. We have leisure. We have, disposable income. People don't have these things. So you've got to be respectful. You've got to be grateful. You've got to be responsible with what you're doing.
With all of this on your mind heading into that fight, I remember before the last fight was cancelled, you were saying that you'd be at 60% for the fight and you'd go in there and beat him. What percentage were you at? And I'm kind of coming back to this question again.
You're really trying to get that out, Mia.
It's really, I'm trying to understand if what I saw was true. Like when I saw you in those first couple of rounds, I'm stood there kind of confused and concerned at ringside because I'm like, this ain't how he used to look. This ain't what you look like in the other fights. In those early rounds, I was like, he doesn't look like he has the same strength and speed.
Well, I had regardless of what happened outside of my training camp and all the things I was going through, I had a rehydration restriction.
Explain this for people who don't know. Explain what weight you're at right now.
And real quick, before you even think that that's him making an excuse, it's not that. Dude is clearly digging a bit, but he's asking because he really rock with him, a fan of his. He been watching him. He knows him. And he know he performed in a way that was different than what he used to. And he need to know. He want to know from a fight fan's perspective, like what was really going on. And Chris Eubank, you could see the first time he asked him, he kind of dodged it. So he back to it. So he going to probably, give him a little bit more insight as to what he was actually dealing with. That's not an excuse. That's just the reality of what it was. It was a rehydration restriction. And he's saying that because dude is asking him, what was it about you that looked different, man? You don't look like, that's not how you normally look. And you get what I'm saying? And I know where the interviewer is coming from, because when you watch fights, you just know when a fighter is off. And he trying to figure out what was it that caused him to be off.
Right before the fight, how much weight you cut, and then what the restrictions say you have to do.
So, and I'm not saying this for sympathy or as an excuse. It was my own doing.
See?
I take full responsibility.
See?
And I say that because
it's a real one.
They said we want to have a weight or rehydration restriction on you. So you can weigh in at the middleweight limit of 160 pounds, but you can only put on 10 pounds before the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Usually there's no restriction on what you eat and drink. You just refuel and replenish your body to as much as you can so that you have full energy for the fight.
What weight do you walk around at, just so I have context?
So in context, I usually put on maybe 14 or 15 pounds after a weigh-in. So but I could only put on 10 pounds for the fight. If I go over the 10 pounds, I've got to pay $1 million fine.
But if I saw you in the street in like 2 months' time, what weight would you be at?
Well, now, if I'm not in a camp and I'm not trading, then I'll probably be, I don't know, 180, 185 pounds.
Okay, so...
And most people don't tell you what they walk around at. He tell them, yeah, I'm telling you, he put everything on the line, Z. Everything, family, relationships, everything, and just career, all on the line to make that weight, man. I thought this was a dope ass interview.
85 pounds. So you've got to lose roughly 25 pounds to get in shape for the fight to make weight.
Which is, it's doable. It gets harder as you get older. That's for sure. Your metabolism slows down. It becomes harder to shed those last few pounds. And it was hard. I documented my weight cut for this fight. I was in sweatsuits, and I had to be wrapped in these heated sheets. And I lay there for half an hour, and I'm just sweating everything out. And then I'm doing all these things to just drain my body of
And he got invested. He was being investigated for this too. On top of all of that, to put out that kind of fight, they still had the audacity. The BBOC had the audacity to be investigating him to make sure he ain't do nothing illegal while he was cutting the weight. all of that.
All the fluids, and it's torture. You're torturing yourself. You're literally torturing yourself doing this. But you've got to make the weight. If you don't make the weight, they're coming for that cash, baby. You know, and that's what they've done. Unfortunately, they got me on the middleweight limit. I was 0.05 pounds over the middleweight limit. I didn't mess up on the rehydration clause. So the next day I didn't go over the 10 pounds. But the fact that I had to restrict what I was eating and drinking after my weigh-in, that takes percentages off of your performance.
So
naturally.
You check in at 160 pounds the day before, and the rehydration clause says, is it 8 a.m. the next day you have to weigh again?
Yes. So it was between 8 and 12.
Okay, so 8 and 12,
yeah,
you have to weigh again.
So I think at 12 o'clock I weighed in at 169.4.
That's
crazy,
so you can't
bro.
gain more than 10 pounds.
That's crazy.
Overnight, which means you can't be drinking too much or eating too much of what you want to eat.
There should have been no rehydration restriction in the first place.
Nope.
If you'd said no to it, would the fight have still gone ahead?
Yes.
So why didn't you say no to it?
Why do you think?
Right, Diary of a CEO is dope.
Absolutely.
How did you get paid an 8-figure number for this fight?
Yes.
Okay.
8 figures, baby. I would have
so
took that
confident
too.
in my ability to beat Conor Benn that I thought, you know what? If you guys want a weight restriction so badly, I'll let you have it.
Did you get paid the same?
But you got to show me the money. I'm not doing it for free.
You named your price, didn't you? I heard.
Yes, I did.
And
He named his price.
Yes, he did.
At the first number you named. You fucked up.
Have it G's, what it do?
Oh man, I could have got a couple cars, or you
should have doubled it and come down and met him halfway.
But that's the thing, when you're negotiating with promoters or broadcasters, you come in high, expecting them to come in low, and then you know this and then that. That's usually what happens. The Saudis are they're not normal people. They don't have normal money. So a number that you think is fucking great, to them it's it's just yalla, But again,
they gave him that bag. He probably asked for more than 10. I'll say he asked for more than 10. 10 or to at least 10.
Why I did what I did in that ring. I have a duty to boxing, to the people, to the fans. We can't be making the types of money we're making and give half-assed performances.
Canelo, Fatal Fury card, do it ring a bell, y'all? Did you hear what he said? He said his price. He like, for the money I'm getting, I have a responsibility. Yo, I know y'all heard me preaching this the other day. You got a responsibility to the fans when you make that kind of money. You can't just go out and do what Canelo did and coast just because a guy won't stand there. Chris Eubank was able to set his price and went out there and put his body through hell and damn near almost paid the price for it. You get what I'm saying? Shit crazy, man. A lot of the stuff he was saying, I was already saying on one of my lives when it pertains to fighters giving effort and making that much money and just cheating the fans in a sense because you're not even giving it everything you got.
That's disrespectful to people, to the sport, to the fans. We are blessed. We are privileged to be in these positions. Earn your keep.
Do you get paid on the performance of the fight as well? Or do you just get paid a lump sum? How does it work? Because you called Turkey, His Excellency. You said a big number. He says yes. Do you get incentivized on how the fight does in terms of pay-per-view?
That all comes in the contract. So, you have your purse.
Yep.
And then you will agree on if we get to 500,000 buys, then I get a percentage.
Okay.
And then if it hits 600, I get a percentage. You know, so you work it like that. Or just say, all right, well, we'll just pay you this lump sum, and then we get all of the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You know, it just depends on how you negotiate.
And so you got part of the performance element as well.
I'm not going to go into details on that specific.
I knew he wasn't going to tell. I knew he wasn't going to tell.
Figure out how much that one fight made you, because can you tell me how many multiples it was more than your previous fights? I'm just trying to give me sort of an idea of the scale of this in terms of a financial.
I mean, it's 8. You said 8 figures, right?
Yeah. So
how much more of a scale do you need?
No, but I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, at least 10 million, at least.
Seven figures.
Couple million.
Okay, fine.
A couple
like
million.
5 times more potentially. Minimum.
It was. You know, I don't have to box again. Let's put it that way. But
yeah, I hear that.
The beautiful thing is, at 35 years old, I'm still hungry. I'm still hungry.
He got that Saudi bag and he don't got a box again, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? Dope. You get me? Nah, Rich. I hear you. Listen to me. What you saying is true. William Scroll didn't come to engage. He was a bad dance partner, true. But Canelo, you can't ignore the fact that it's 2 people in the ring. Canelo definitely had a very lazy approach. Even in terms of punch output, he really didn't even work and try that hard. You get what I'm saying? And think about how hard Chris Eubank Jr. tried in there, despite the dance partner. Look how hard he fought and what he put his body through to get through that fight. You get what I'm saying?
Hungry for success in the sport. I'm still hungry for accolades. I'm still hungry to please the fans. You know, a lot of times it's happened throughout history. Fighters will get paid big for a fight and then they lose that hunger. They lose that dedication, that respect for the industry. Oh, well, I've done it now. Now I'm, you know, let's go to the club. Let's pop the bottles. Let's celebrate. Let's travel. Let's buy this car and this watch, this house. Oh, it's gym today. I was tomorrow. It's okay. It's okay. That's the trap that so many fighters fall into. And that's why I have so much respect for Floyd Mayweather. He has made a disgusting amount of money, and his performances and his dedication never, ever, ever changed.
Facts.
That is, you know, it's incredible, because guys, they make their first million and their head's gone. Oh, I made it. All right, cool. No, it's not cool. You know, boxing is a lifestyle. It isn't a one training camp. It isn't one fight. It is a lifetime of dedication and sacrifice, which is why I never gave up going through all the things I was going through leading up to this fight, because I know I've put the work in since I was 14 years old. So it doesn't matter what's going on in these 2 months.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let him get to a couple more points before I end it. It's, you know, it was pretty long, but I wanted y'all to hear about, you know, him talk about the 12th round and what came after that, you know, when he get back to the fight.
Time.
But this whole
I've
interview
been
is
through
really
the
good,
trenches time and time again, and I've always found a way to survive. So I'm going to do it now. Not, oh, well, there's weight clauses and my dad is giving me issues and this and that and that. So this is going to be tough. Maybe I shouldn't do this. No, you're going to get through it. Just like you got through that treadmill run, just like you got through that cut in that fight, just like you got through in that cramp in your leg in that fight. You build up a tolerance for pain and suffering.
You did look like a man possessed. At moments in the fight, to me, you looked like a man that had nothing left in the tank, but one that was still possessed, as you've kind of said, by something else. Because even when it looked to me like there was no energy left, your arms were still swinging and you were still marching forward. So it was confusing. It's always confusing to me because I when I feel like that,
muscle memory, man. He was on autopilot.
that's reserve tank, which was something else. Like
that's what it was. That's that muscle memory, and that was him fighting on will and determination, bro. I'm telling you, yo. I'm telling you, instinct, all that type of shit. Like at that point, because he was spent, yo, and both of them was, but he just pushed through, and he said his dad was the difference.
I actually can't swing my arms.
There was no reserve tank. There was nothing left.
Said it
what's
wasn't
going
no
through your head
reserve tank.
in those moments when you've got no energy, but Conor Benn is in front of you and there's still minutes left in the round? Are you thinking? Is it like a conscious?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
You know, I remember going back to the corner in the maybe the 8th round, 7th or 8th round, and I can hear my trainer and my cornerman. Gotta use the jab, Chris. Just stay on your jab. You're good. Control the jab. Use your feet. I looked at him. I said, "It's too late. It's too late. I'm sorry. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. You'll see."
Because of the cut. All
There was
because
a
of the
look of
cut.
confusion on their faces. You know, when you have an instruction from a trainer and a team, you're supposed to abide by it. So when I'm telling them it's too late, it's too late. I had already gone into war mode. Once you commit,
K was good with it, bro.
as a fighter, once you commit to a certain path you're going to walk down, it's pretty much impossible to then switch back. I had a cut from a headbutt. You know, the blood was going down into my eye. I couldn't see. Fights can get stopped from cuts.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that cut happened, I knew that there was no more boxing. There was no more jabbing. There was no more technicality. There was no more being pretty with it, defense.
He just had to go for it. That's crazy. The cut changed everything.
Now, baby. We're going to see how much this kid really wants it. Because I want it. I don't know how much he wants it. We're going to find out. Let's find out. Come forward, you attack, you walk through the punches. It doesn't look good. Doesn't look pretty. It's not boxing. It is trench warfare. You know, when you're dehydrated as well. After the fight, my face is swollen up.
Mm-hmm. Remember, I was talking about that, y'all.
That's from severe dehydration.
Remember, I told y'all that. Remember, I was talking about that. How his face swelled up. It was crazy. He gave him a pumpkin head. He looked crazy, and I was saying that's because of that. The way he had that clause that was in there, and he really confirming everything that I was saying. Feel good to know that I wasn't just talking. I knew. I was like, I never seen him swell up and look that crazy. He looked crazy in that fight. He looked crazy after that, and I knew it. At that point, I knew what kind of danger he put himself in to get through them rounds like that. I seen it. I seen it. You're going to get into it some more.
It's a weird thing where, like, when your body doesn't have any moisture in it, and you're dehydrated, your face puffs up. I think it's just the skin is weak and it just puffs up. And that's what I was suffering with most in hospital was just complete dehydration.
Swelling.
It got to a point where I was in the hospital and I was lying in the bed.
Listen, yo.
And they had drips, IV drips, to get all the liquid into your system. And my bladder was full. Like, I really needed to pee. For about 2 hours, I'd get up, go to the toilet, I stand over the toilet.
Listen to this, man.
Would not go. And I'm dying to go. That's how dehydrated it was, that my body would not let any liquids, any moisture go. It was holding on to everything.
That's crazy.
There
That's crazy. Everything boxing was good, my guy. How you feeling, bro?
You know, I saw myself, I caught myself in the mirror. I see my face is all puffed up. This massive cut across my eye. My headache is crazy. You know, and I'm feeling sorry for myself. Like, this is fucked up. You know, I got my family around me there. You know, some of them are crying. And I'm like, this is so bad. I'm lying there. I got my mask on, oxygen mask. I can hear everything that's going on. Somebody, we're in a ward. Somebody gets wheeled into the room next to me, and it's only, there's no walls. It's like sheets just separating.
Watch, he ain't done telling you what he went through.
Oh man, this is so bad. Get me the morphine. Get me the morphine. They can't get you the morphine until they sign off on some stuff. So I'm waiting there. This is so bad. And then I hear the doctor say, "We have to operate on him now, otherwise he's going to die." I heard that from the other room, and I thought, "Oh my God."
That they was talking about him.
I'm great. I'm blessed. I should not be feeling sorry for myself at all, because I knew I was in pain, but there's a guy next to me. He's about to die.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing, feeling bad for myself and complaining about a headache and a cut eye? He's about to die, and I don't know. They wheeled him off, and I don't know what happened to him. I pray that he's okay. But that put everything into perspective for me. I'm okay. I'm blessed. I'm going to be okay.
Quick one. I want to talk about something we all need to take seriously.
I know what he is, what he's capable of. So in that aspect, the next fight.
They don't never stop, bro. They ridiculous with it, bro. It's at dangerous levels at this point, bro.
For me, should be a hell of a lot easier, because I'm one of them fighters. All I need is to experience it one time, and then I know what to do with you. That's how I've always been, especially in like sparring. I remember the first time I ever went into a gym. I can't remember if I told you the story, but I got my ass battered for 3 rounds.
Remember what they said, right? Okay, am I bad looking?
Oh man,
Okay. Why you put?
I didn't put it on the screen just to avoid any copyright stuff. But I think Mike Kirkland, you still in here, man? They put the part of the video that you was talking about with the with his son, with Chris Eubank Jr. as a youngin, asking his dad, can he box and stuff like that. They put it at the end.
I got my man.
Hold on, they put it at the end of the joint. Let me see something.
First person ever.
In a perfect world,
I'll do this. Like if he's the
Where
crowd.
is it at? I just had it.
Mr. Obviously,
of course, yeah. Adores. No, I
to look back at that video.
But they did that was dope, man. He didn't want to let his son box, but he did it anyway, and it ended up working out in his favor. That ain't me. Oh, hold on. What's that? Hold on. Let me see something real quick. I got you right now. Let me fix it. I got you. Hold on. Oh yeah, y'all got block. Yeah, we got a fake everything boxing. Yeah, block his ass immediately, bro. Yeah, I was wondering what was going on. I was confused. He almost had it. I'm like, hold on, everything boxing got a wrench. Shout out to my guy. Yeah, that was weird as hell. Out of nowhere too. Like what? Like what? All the shit to be doing, bro. That's what you did. Like, bro, that's whack. That's pretty damn lame. Shout out to my guy, man. You done made it when they making fake accounts for no reason. He ain't even care. All he came in and said, "What's up?" That's it. All bro said was, "What's up?" And that's it. And somebody came right behind you playing, bro. Get him out of here. But yeah, y'all. Like I said, I know a lot of people ain't gonna catch that interview. It was a lot of gems and jewels in there, man, and accountability. What the hell? Got another one, bro. Like, how does even happen? Yeah, they tripping. He had another one, yo. Another one just came in tripping. What's going on, man? Trying to distract from what I'm doing. But yeah, y'all. Like I said, I wanted to play something with some substance today, man. And you see with Chris Eubank, a lot of that stuff that he talked about, they give people that fight putting his health on the line, putting his family at risk, his life at risk, career, everything he worked for, all just for a night's work. Yeah, he was able to set his price, but you see how dangerous it got. He had to go right to the hospital. He couldn't even do interviews. That shit looked bad for him. Even Conor Benn was able to do interviews. He had to go straight to the hospital. And he was looking for a morphine, he looking for some damn morphine. So you could tell he got the worst of it. And not because Conor Benn is a better fighter or something like that, or he's so much stronger or bigger. It's because he was at more of a disadvantage having to, you know, deplete himself like that and the weight restriction with the rehydration. So that joint killed him. You know what I'm saying? Bums fighting the bums. Shout out to you. Say we love boxing. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, we do. So I think it was a lot of good jewels, man. And just let you know what the things that you know you go through in the boxing ring, man. And we critique these guys and criticize them, and you know it's a reason why that fight got the kind of looks that it did, man, because they gave it everything and it was clear to see. So even if you don't like either guy, they went in there and did exactly what you want a guy to do when everything is on the line. When a fight is of that magnitude and it's that significant for them, that's the biggest fight for them in their careers, fighting each other because of what came with it, the legacy, right? The history that came with the Ben and the Eubank name, man. It lived up to his billing, and neither guy wanted to lose, and that's what kind of fight we got. You know what I mean? But shit, he took a lot of punishment, man. So much so that I don't need to see that fight again under them circumstances. There's just no reason for that to have to happen again. Like I wouldn't want to see it. You get me? But I thought that was a damn good interview. Shout out to everybody that rocked out, that enjoyed the interview, man. That was good. Look, tomorrow we got Lubin. Lubin is back. Lubin is back. I'm all in for this pro box card. Lubin is back. Him and Andreal Holmes got some bad blood, man. That's gonna be a good card right here, man. Nicholas Flowers. You got a few people on this card right here. Najee Lopez. Okay, man. There's some folk on here. This is gonna be a good card for tomorrow, man. I'm looking forward to this. I'm glad to see Lubin back in the mix, bro. I think he gonna handle business, man. Shout out to Andreal Holmes. He could fight too, but Lubin the dog. I believe in him. I've seen him more times. I'm way more familiar with Lubin than that other guy. And one steps and run his Arab boxer. Bill Haney sneakily Godspeed. What it do? Said they look like brothers. Who, Lubin and this guy? Yeah. I don't know, Tay. I had to look that up. I'm not even sure on that. I had to look that up. Pro box champion. I'm not even sure. Not for sure, but this is what I'm looking forward to for tomorrow, y'all. For sure. I want to see this. This is the card. This is the card to watch. And lastly, man, real quick, man, like I told you, I wasn't going to be here super long. Lastly, I just wanted to point something out real quick because we seen that Fatal Fury card, and when Ryan Garcia went out there and he laid that egg like that, a lot of people started criticizing Derrick James and, you know, saying he wasn't giving the right instruction and Ryan looked bad, and you know Derrick James just was there for a check. You know, it didn't grow crazy legs, but I heard it enough to want to talk about it briefly. Yo. So I just want to play a short ass clip that just give you some of the insight that Ryan Garcia was getting in the ring and how he was mentally checked out and wasn't listening. Man, let's check this out.
Keep shooting the jab, but you can't hit him. We're doing this. Hit him in the arm. Hit him. Knock it down. Make him keep that arm out there. They should keep him out of it, but he can't. Hit him in the arm, hit him in this. So step over to that, hit him in the shoulder, hit him in the right. Bam, bam, bam. Listen, whenever you go to the right and the left, you walking into the right hand, that's what he's trying to shoot the hook at you. Tell you, all of it, listen, find that, bite down. That's what it's about. Your little daughters, your little, everything you got, you, listen, bite down. This is where the dog got to come out right now.
Man, I rest my case. I don't think I need to hear or see another clip, man. Fighters fight, man. The trainers train and they teach and they instruct. They can't fight for you. If you really, really understand boxing and what you was watching with Ryan Garcia, you would know that shit had nothing. And when I say zero, absolutely zero to do with Derrick James while he was losing like that. That was 100% all him 100% of the way. You get what I'm saying? That was what he was doing. That was him. 100% of the way, bro. 100% of the way, coaching and doing everything he was supposed to, telling him how to break the guard, how to get in close. You get what I'm saying? Shit is wild, bro. What is up, yo? ETB got a damn stand on it. He got a damn stalker on his hands now, bro. What's up with it? Yeah. Appreciate y'all getting the spam out of here, man. Ridiculous. People are weird, man. What's up? Ryan was uncoachable. Yeah, man, he was uncoachable in that moment, bro. I had the sound on. I was telling him that, oh yeah, Angry One Man's Ryan had the right hand available over the top of Rose, extended lead. Yeah, he didn't want to. They keep creating their accounts, bro. He didn't listen. If you look at him, he was mentally checked out. He didn't listen to nothing that Derrick James had to say. He was in a world of his own, bro. He was in a world of his own, bro. And he was not listening at all. He was never going to listen to him because he didn't have it. He was out of there. Get what I'm saying? Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. But Derrick James, shout out to him, man. He didn't just show up for a check. He showed up because he thought Ryan was going to give it everything he got. He thought he was on point, and he wasn't. So it is what it is. He still got his money. He tried. He gave him every instruction he was supposed to give him as a coach, as a trainer, and Ryan Garcia failed to execute. Not at one point did he execute anything Derrick James was telling him to do, and that was the tail of the fight right there. That was the entire fight. Chop was good with it. So much going on, Dad. Bill, like cheerleaders on the side yelling. He just wasn't in that fight. Yeah, I think it's his own karma, though, Chop. I'll just say this while we wrapping up. Ryan's a cheater, man. If you knew what I knew about him, you'll know. That's what Ryan got going on. His own karma, and it's his own reality that he's scoped out for himself. And now he has to it's his bed. Now he got to lay in it kind of situation. That's what it is. Facts, he didn't take advantage at all. So shout out to DJ, man. Well done. And again, salute to Richardson Hitchins. He got a fight coming up with Kambosos. Like I said, I just respect his grind and his rise to get to where he got. This would be June 14th in New York, NYC. I'm happy to see that for Hitchins, man. And I think he's gonna be one of the better fighters at 140 for a while. I think he's gonna be around. So shout out to everybody, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up on this Good Friday, man. Y'all know we'll be back tomorrow to build some more in this boxing. So y'all make sure y'all enjoy this Friday, man. And I appreciate everybody that supported all the super chats, cash apps. Much love to everybody, and I see y'all tomorrow. Peace to the fans.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme's sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. "4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link."
In the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Jusdueboxing, the best boxing talk on YouTube.
Jusdueboxing in the building, 4 o'clock shorty, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. He's going to be live today at 4 o'clock, man. And he's going to be spewing some good stuff as he always do with an unbiased approach, man. He's probably the most unbiased channel on YouTube.
What's going on? And one of my favorite channels, if y'all into that pugilistic perfection, if y'all into that boxing, that's that boy Just Do Boxing here on YouTube. Make sure y'all check out Just Do Boxing, the only unbiased boxing channel on YouTube, because I am definitely biased when I talk about boxing. So
as always, we got to shout out everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my brother, Just Do. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Just, man. Just doing a hell of a job over there. Had a great interview today. The brother, and I say it respectfully, one of the most non-biased individuals that I've ever heard speak on the sport of boxing. And I got a lot of love and respect for my brother Just, man. And right now we're going to give him his Just Do. Shout out to my brother Just Do, man. Much love and respect.